Chapter 7. Believe in yourself. You are enough. If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you are gonna make it happen. By Mariah Carey. What does it mean to have self-belief? An explanation. Having faith in one's abilities is what it means to believe in oneself. It entails having the confidence to do what you say you'll do and understanding that your efforts will yield the intended results. Self-worth, self-confidence, self-trust, autonomy, and environmental mastery are necessary psychological experiences that contribute to believing in yourself. We'll go over how to build each of these aspects of yourself in the sections below and why doing so might help you believe in yourself more. Why is it important to believe in yourself? When we believe in ourselves, it triggers a flow of psychological processes that aid us in achieving our objectives, manifesting our aspirations, and improving our overall well being. However, the inverse is also true. We are less willing to act, alter, or push to improve things when we lack self-confidence or belief in ourselves. As a result, we are more likely to fail when we expect to fail. By Benebo and Tyrol, 2002. That is to say, believing in ourselves is similar to turning the key in the ignition and starting the car. Without it, we wouldn't be able to go any place. We can't move forward no matter how hard we try, since our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors aren't in sync with our objectives. So, we either don't accomplish what we need to do or we harm ourselves along the road. Sometimes deliberately and sometimes very unconsciously. How do you believe in yourself? Already given how vital it is to believe in yourself. How to have faith in yourself. Self-worth, self-confidence, self-trust, autonomy, and environmental mastery are all aspects of believing in oneself. These ideas are connected, but they are not the same. As a result, I think it is beneficial to understand them. That way, we can figure out which aspects of ourselves we have trouble with and take more effective steps to start believing in ourselves. That way, you'll have more than just the advice to. Simply believe in yourself. You'll understand why you don't and the skills to begin transforming your mindset. Here's a quick self-worth, self-confidence, self-trust, autonomy, and environmental mastery are all aspects of believing in oneself. These ideas are connected but they are not the same. As a result, I think it is beneficial to understand them. That way, we can figure out which aspects of ourselves we have trouble with and take more effective steps to start believing in ourselves. That way, you'll have more than just the advice to simply believe in yourself. You'll understand why you don't and the skills to begin transforming your mindset. Here's a quick rundown. We'll go through it in greater detail further down. Self-worth believes that you are a good person. Self-confidence is an optimistic view of one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. Self-confidence is the belief that you can rely on yourself. Autonomy refers to the ability to choose and direct one's actions. Environmental mastery is the belief that your efforts will lead to the desired improvements. These are some of the essential aspects of self-confidence. Maybe you are having trouble with one of them or you are having trouble with all of them. It will be easier to adjust your thoughts towards yourself if you better grasp your struggles. Which aspects of self belief are you having trouble with? Ask yourself the following questions to better understand where you are stuck with self belief. Self worth. How much do you regard yourself as a person? Do you believe you are no worse than anyone else? Self assurance. Do you have faith in your abilities and skills? Do you think your attributes are admirable? Do you have confidence in your judgment and decision making abilities? Self confidence. Can you trust yourself? Can you rely on me to follow through on your promises? Autonomy. Do you have the freedom to do whatever you want? Do you feel that nothing will be able to stop you from achieving your goals? Environmental mastery. Do you believe that you will get the results you want if you take action? Do you believe you are successful at getting what you want? If you answered no or almost no to any of these questions, those are the areas that are most likely sabotaging your capacity to believe in yourself. For example, environmental mastery and autonomy are two areas where I struggle the most. I have had many instances where despite my best efforts, I was unable to obtain what I desired. These events instilled in me a sense of self-doubt. So, how about you? What is it that you are having trouble with? Can you recall events from your history that led you to doubt yourself in the ways described above? Deceiving ourselves. So, how can we know if we can trust ourselves? As a result, developing self trust might be a crucial step toward believing in oneself. We must develop into a person in whom we may have faith. Suggestions for increasing self belief. Here are some pointers to help you begin to trust yourself. Follow through on what you claim you are going to do. This could imply limiting your commitments, learning to say no, or keeping to a timetable. If you need to see what you need to do to keep your word, experiment. Be truthful to yourself. Self-reflection is a good way to figure out what you believe, feel, and need in life. To find your true self, try to tune out the world's should. Act by your convictions, follow your inner compass, and live your values. It will be simpler to trust in your capacity to walk a path that is authentic to you if you are on one. Be concise. Get a better understanding of who you are and what you want. Know what you are willing to do and what you are not willing to undertake. You can then trust yourself to make smart decisions and successfully explain them. Cultivate self-empowerment to believe in yourself. Self-governance is the concept of autonomy. It is the ability to make our own decisions and follow our pathways in life. Self-empowerment, or the ability to take control of our own lives, set our own goals, and make our own decisions, is another term. In principle, we all have autonomy, but there are a variety of reasons why we may not feel that way. Let's have a look at a couple of them. How our occupations can stifle our ability to be self-sufficient. We have little autonomy in our job because we have to work at specific times, do things we don't want to do, and even allow others to make our decisions. It may become more difficult to feel self-empowered when we become accustomed to this loss of control. We may begin to doubt if we can make our own decisions. How much do we influence our lives? We simply don't have a lot of experience with it. How our loved ones might sabotage our ability to be self-sufficient. Another source of empowerment loss is from our well-intentioned friends and family. Our parents, in particular, may advise us to pursue specific objectives or live our lives in a certain way. For example, we may have been taught that we should have a regular job, marry, and have children by the age of 30. The shoulds we get from our family and friends can sometimes make us feel powerless. We may not feel like we have complete control over our life, since exerting that power would hurt the people we care about and cause them to modify their perceptions of us. In this example, trusting in oneself may put us in situations that we are frightened of or make us feel uneasy. As a result, we may unconsciously decide not to believe in ourselves. How our culture can stifle self-determination. Our culture is another factor that frequently hinders self-empowerment. If it is not socially acceptable for women to be president in our country and we are a woman, we may not believe in ourselves if our ambition is to be president. The same may be said for a woman who wishes to work as a mechanic or in another male-dominated field. Men who desire to work in a female-dominated field face the same challenges. It can be difficult to believe in your abilities to accomplish what others have not. You might not feel like you have complete control over something governed by cultural forces you don't fully comprehend. That's understandable. Take back your power and believe in yourself. All of these circumstances can take away some of our control and authority. However, if you investigate these situations more, you will be able to see if any of these disempowering experiences prevent you from believing in yourself. For example, is there a message you have been fed repeatedly by your employer, family, or culture making you doubt yourself? These signals penetrate deep into your being and keep you feeling trapped, even when every other part of you is ready to go on. Here are some examples that may assist you in your research. Mira aspires to be a lawyer so she can advocate for those who are unable to advocate for themselves. On the other hand, she has trouble believing in herself enough to apply to law school. She recalls that no one in her family has ever attended college, and they constantly encourage her to seek a job rather than wasting 5 to 10 years in school. She then recognizes that her lack of self-confidence stems from her allowing her family to make this decision for her. Rohit has worked for 10 years and has worked his way up the corporate ladder. However, he has doubts about his capacity to start his own business. He understands after doing this exercise that he is so loyal to the company that he does not feel entirely free to leave. He'll have to reclaim his power and potentially upset a few downs if he wants to build his own company. Learn to master your world and believe in yourself. Environmental mastery entails taking effective action to obtain the desired outcomes. If we have failed in the past or struggled to attain our goals despite our best efforts, we may lose faith in our capacity to accomplish what we set our minds to. We may not believe we can do it since we haven't done it before. That is very understandable. If we have difficulty here, we may feel that our best isn't good enough. Why should we believe in ourselves? Why should we strive if it doesn't seem to work? This behavior is commonly referred to as learned helplessness. In the studies, animals that were repeatedly shocked ceased trying to flee after a while. According to an early study, even though it was now feasible to flee, they had learned from previous failures that they wouldn't be able to change their circumstances no matter what they did. They were unable to control their surroundings. As a result, they began to lose faith in themselves. How to control of your environment. A few previous research looked into techniques to counteract learned helplessness, but there were few clear answers. Overall, it appears that creating small attainable goals can assist people in regaining control over their environment. One study, for example, taught older people how to cultivate and care for a plant to improve their environmental awareness. Even if it's just a small step, taking control of your surroundings can assist. We should use effective goal-making processes and avoid establishing overly ambitious targets. Setting objectives that are out of reach can continue the perception that we won't be able to attain them or get the results we want. A battle with this, so I understand how difficult it is to overcome these notions. However, I have had some early success by breaking down my goals into manageable parts that I know I can accomplish. My aim for today is to finish this piece, which I am confident I can do. Having these modest victories regularly helps me rebuild my confidence in myself. 5 more ways to have faith in yourself. In this section above, we went through some of the most important aspects of believing in yourself. Here are some more self-esteem and well-being tips and tactics to help you believe in yourself more. Learn how to manifest what you want by cultivating a more positive perspective. Try practicing self-compassion. Visualize yourself in your best light. Make a list of your long-term objectives. Quotes to encourage you to have faith in yourself. Sometimes you need to quote to motivate you to keep on course. So here are a handful of my favorite quotes about self-confidence. You will know how to live as soon as you trust yourself. By Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Second, don't waste your time trying to persuade people to change their minds. Just do your thing and don't care if they like it. By Tina Fey. Third, if a voice within you tells you that you can't paint, then paint anyhow and that voice will be quiet. By Vincent van Gogh. If you realized how infrequently others think of you, you wouldn't be so concerned. By Eleanor Roosevelt, who was a former First Lady of the United States. Fifth, the greatest achievement is to be yourself in a world that is constantly attempting to mold you into something else. By Ralph Waldo Emerson. Your belief system directly impacts the level of success you achieve in your life. This isn't a discussion about religion or philosophy. I'm referring to your faith in your potential to succeed. Believing in oneself entails trusting one's ability. It means believing that you can do something if you set your mind to it. When you believe in yourself, you can get past self-doubt and have the courage to act and get things done. Achievement seems elusive when you are awash in anxieties, uncertainties, and self-destructive practices. All the knowledge, training, and equipment in the world won't make a difference in your life. That's why I'm providing you with these effective strategies for overcoming the barriers to your self assurance. 5 steps to believing in yourself with confidence. You have a 100% chance of success once you have solidified your conviction in yourself. First, focus on your advantages, not weaknesses. It's nearly tough to believe in yourself when you keep failing at something that others find simple. When you lack confidence, you concentrate on what you can't achieve. This is because you are more aware of your flaws. They are painfully accentuated as symbols of shame, weakness, and failure in your mind. I will never be excellent at anything quickly increases from I am lousy at this. The good news is that everyone has both strengths and limitations. You must figure out how to recognize your strengths to make the most of them. The following is a quick way to start increasing confidence. Stop wasting time on stuff you are not wired for. Find out what you are already good at and focus on improving it. Instead of not measuring up, successful people focus on the good, what they excel at, and transfer flaws to others. You will feel more competent and confident as soon as you change your focus to improving your strengths. You can become a badass by putting effort into enhancing your innate abilities. Perhaps you are aware of some of your assets. Consider how people would characterize you to gain some ideas. Always sees the broad picture, big picture thinking, pays attention to the details, detail oriented, enjoys learning and study, good communicator, never gives up. Discuss your strengths with your family, close friends, and co workers. What are some of the issues people seek your assistance with? You are not looking for compliments, though this activity might sometimes enhance your confidence. Use an evaluation tool if you don't know what your strengths are. The activity, which consists of strolling through a sequence of questions, takes roughly an hour. It's meant to bring to light your secret power sources, your most powerful attributes. The examination also provides some of the most effective strategies to utilize your natural abilities. Knowing your strengths will enable you to focus more energy on areas you are already skilled. You can develop in the ways that come easily to you. You can discover resources to tackle anything once you have a strong foundation and believe in your talents. Recognizing your inherent strengths and limitations allows you to quit hitting your head against a brick wall. Instead, you can focus on your strengths while finding workarounds for the rest. Starting a business, for example, necessitates a variety of abilities, but you don't have to have them all. You are brilliant at marketing but bad with mathematics. Outsource your bookkeeping and budget management to a professional. You are great at creating content but hate engaging with people on social media. Instead, hire a strategist or use automation technologies to share your work. You enjoy big picture planning but struggle to put it into action. Take on a business partner who can help you get your concept off the ground. Make the most of your abilities. This method will boost your confidence as you focus on employing your finest skills. By removing everything else from your plate, you gain the ability to focus on what you do best. Your strengths define your individuality. Develop these characteristics and rely on them. Take charge of your coaching. You won't believe someone rooting for you from the sidelines if you don't believe in yourself. A smart small business coach develops talent rather than cheerleading their clients to success. According to Gallup's research, great performance results from managers who empower their staff. Managers who concentrate on talent development achieve exceptional results. Great coaches and managers inspire others by providing them with the tools, education, and resources they need to achieve. They communicate with people by employing techniques such as conversational intelligence to put individuals at ease and bring out the best in them. Positive thinking, goal planning, and performance reviews, according to the research, do not produce effects on their own. Unfortunately, none of those things is a magic bullet when you don't feel you have what it takes. So, how can you put this knowledge to good use and coach yourself? First, seek out the tools and education you need to advance your skills. Make a move. Every step you take toward your objective demonstrates your potential to succeed. The more you see your achievement reflected in you, the simpler it will become to believe in yourself. The trick is that you don't need anyone else to help you with this. To coach oneself through it, you don't need to have any leadership abilities. The key is to gain a better understanding of yourself without being judgmental. So, how can you put this knowledge to good use and coach yourself? First, seek out the tools and education you need to advance your skills. Make a move. Every step you take toward your objective demonstrates your potential to succeed. The more you see your achievement reflected in you, the simpler it will become to believe in yourself. The trick is that you don't need anyone else to help you with this. To coach oneself through it, you don't need to have any leadership abilities. The key is to gain a better understanding of yourself without being judgmental. Begin by writing in a journal about where you want to be in life. Make a list of all the things you want and the type of person you want to be. You can develop methods to get to that point based on this. For you, what does success entail? Choosing the right concepts for you and working with your abilities might help you achieve your goals. You might also jot down the aspects of your life with which you are dissatisfied. Create a plan of action and gather resources to help you improve any of these areas. Being overburdened by responsibilities, desiring more purpose in life, desiring more free time to pursue your passions, reading, gardening, hiking, anxiety about money. Create manageable long-term goals for you by recognizing the aspects of your life that you are the least content with and keeping an eye on where you ultimately want to go. Set a single large goal at a time and break it down into smaller chunks. Taking each modest action step successfully makes noticeable progress, no matter how small. In the end, these modest victories add up to huge confidence and self-belief. You gradually realize that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to because you are already doing so. Accept yourself for who you are. How can you have faith in yourself when you don't know who you are? Or even worse, you are attempting to be someone you are not. Self-confidence comes from accepting yourself for who you are and what you value. It is not the result of being untruthful or attempting to impress others. It's much easier said than done. The urge to fit in, to be normal, is intense and begins at a young age. That's fine if you want to live a mundane existence, but you're reading this essay because you don't want to live like that. You're looking for more. To begin thinking that you can live the life you want, you must first figure out what that life will include for you. Next, you must recognize and celebrate your distinctive qualities. You will begin to believe in your worth, abilities, and human potential once you live true to your identity and basic principles. It's best to embrace oneself in small steps. Begin by writing down the things that are most important to you. You'll want to repeat this process multiple times over weeks or perhaps months. You'll get closer to discovering your basic principles each time. This will assist you in seeing past the things you have been taught to believe in. You'll receive a list of characteristics that best describe your genuine self when you are done. Next, examine your thought and behavior habits. Do you often put someone else's needs before your own? Ask yourself why you are being nice or keeping the peace when you think you are being nice or keeping the peace. The eventual result is that you lose sight of your brilliance and live for the approval of others. Work on resolving this internal struggle as soon as you notice it. You can politely decline, express a different viewpoint, or inform someone that their actions have harmed you. It's fine if some people don't like the new you. They can only play a small part in your life. Fortunately, the proper people will gravitate toward you when you are yourself, and genuine friendships will flourish. Step away from what people expect of you. Being true to yourself and can feel like a great risk, and you can be terrified of being judged. Keep in mind that your life experience is about you and your life experience is about them. Doing things that make you nervous will help you get the confidence you need to be your most authentic self. It may seem counterintuitive, but being vulnerable, acknowledging and not suppressing your fear is the most effective way to gain strength. Make time for activities that are completely different from your daily routine. It may be anything from leaping out of a plane to signing up for a fitness class to picking up a paintbrush. Pick something that looks exciting but worries you a little and dive in. These exercises can teach you a lot about yourself, therefore, you should do them regularly. Adding diversity and trying new things regularly is a good idea. Believe in yourself and you will succeed. The most powerful instrument that you have is your belief. Simply shifting your views can dramatically transform your life. It's not wishful thinking when you believe something, because it alters your perspective of the world and yourself. Either you see opportunities or overwhelming challenges. Which one will you pick? To begin believing in yourself, you must first believe that your current talents and abilities limit you. This is known as a stuck mindset, a limiting way of thinking that can be fatal to your achievement. Instead, begin to believe in your ability to change. A growth mentality refers to this manner of thinking. It implies that you believe in the possibility of change. It's possible that you don't have what it takes to achieve your objectives right now. However, if you feel you can progress, develop, and learn, you will succeed even if nothing goes according to plan. You will develop. All of your efforts are motivated by your deep belief that you and your life can improve for the better. You will be more willing, if not eager, to put in the effort necessary to achieve those adjustments. There is no better way to increase your self-esteem than to witness the fruits of your efforts. You must, however, believe it is valuable, or you will not put forth the effort. Doing actions that bring value to who you are is what it means to build identity capital. Start putting in the time and effort necessary to become the someone you desire. This counsel, I believe, applies to everyone, even if you are well past your 20s. It is in fact feasible to begin a new career at the age of 40, and it is never too late to refine one's identity. If you lack confidence in your talents, abilities, or even your attractiveness, take steps to improve. Look for new employment or educational options. Make new connections to reveal new opportunities by learning new skills or improving existing ones. You'll consciously choose strategies to grow if you believe change is possible. There is nothing that can stop you. Whatever your desire is, the adventure begins when you fully think it is feasible for you. Be apprehensive. You are too comfy if what you did today looks like yesterday, last week, and 3 years ago. You are stuck in a rut that's getting you nowhere. You must be willing to be uncomfortable to make genuine changes in your life. You need to get out of your comfort zone and try new things. This necessitates a greater effort and at times a sense of strangeness while performing out of the ordinary tasks. Regardless, do the strange things. You have the rest of your life to figure out who you are. It's your life and you don't have to live it according to anyone's standards except your own. Make your own life if you want a different life. Your strengths and potential are mirrored back to you by testing and acting on your ideas. One of the most effective ways to develop confidence and mental fortitude is to experiment with new skills, approaches, and strategies in your daily life. Sure, it's inconvenient, but there are constantly new things. Fortunately, the fear begins to fade as you try more new activities. Trying new things can teach you a lot, regardless of whether or not you succeed. There are obstacles to overcome. Overcoming negative self talk, fear of failure, and imposter syndrome, self doubt are all part of the process. You might have to deal with actual anxiety and figure out how to deal with it. Anyone who has attempted any form of self improvement will tell you that these emotions are quite real. They'll tell you it's terrifying, but the payoff is well worth it. There will be a fear every time you do something new. However, walking through your fear and doing the thing anyway is where your strength dies. The magic happens when you believe something is feasible. Your conviction in the possibility of change is essential to the hard work, experimentation, and consistency required to transform your life. This confidence is potential gave rock artists the tenacity to get on stage every night, even though the chances were stacked against them. It gave legendary authors and the perseverance to keep writing and revising despite several rejections. It kept superstar athletes exercising despite pain, injury, and defeat until they reached the pinnacle. Now that you have some tools, you may begin to believe in yourself. If you follow these steps consistently, incredible things will begin to happen in your life. Affirmations. I am confident and value myself. I am getting better and smarter every day. I believe in myself and my skills. I can make the world a better place. I can do whatever I decide to do. I'm sure of what I can do. I get better with every test. I work hard every single day. I have everything I need to succeed, or I can easily get it. I let go of thoughts that held me back and decided to trust myself. I have a lot of power. Thank you so much.